Yo, 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 yo. Hey, guys, welcome back to another amazing edition of the Best Practices Show podcast. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a good weekend, and I hope you're set up for a great week. And every Monday here is Metric Monday. Our job is to bring you a bite-sized piece of information, really good one, on some important metrics that you need to know as a dentist to help you build a better practice and a better life. And today is a very important one. It's called net collections percentage. In these podcasts, we share our new learning and insight, because this is all we do with great practices around the country, on what you can do as a dentist to improve these metrics. So please listen up. I hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll see you soon. Hey guys, welcome back to the Best Practices Show podcast. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. I really do. It's a fun time of the year. It's getting warmer out there. And guess what Monday is? Monday is our opportunity to give you some metrics. We call it Metric Monday. A little bite-sized piece of information while you're driving to work or you're doing anything today just to think better about your practice. Now, if you don't know what we do, we're practice coaches. This is what we do. We go deep with our doctors to figure out what these metrics mean and what they matter so that you can put them together and create an amazing practice and an amazing life. And I got my cohort here, Dr. Barrett Straub, our CEO, who runs everything around here. And happy Monday, brother.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited for today. I think today a lot of listeners are going to hear a metric or a KPI that they've never heard before. It's something we made up, and it's really cool.
This is one of my favorite, and I want you to tell everybody what it is, and then I'm going to try to keep quiet while you describe how it works. Go.
It's called, how many days are you working for free? Oh. And a lot of you are probably thinking, well, I don't work for free.
Yeah. Now, I'm joking with you guys, but this is a legitimate metric you need to understand. As write-offs will continue in dentistry, there's a certain number of days where you get up, you drive to work, you employ everybody, you accumulate costs, you see patients all day long, and you exhaust yourself. And it was all for free. And so help us understand, what is days worked for free, Barrett? Like, how do we calculate this?
It's basically the number of days that you work for free in order to afford your write-offs. And so let me put it in another way. It's a very tangible way to look at the amount of write-offs you grant due to your PPO, due to your elective write-offs, and due to your membership discounts. The fewer days you work for free, the sooner you can start collecting revenue.
Yeah.
And so really what we're talking about is, again, we're back to this financial story. We're back to gross production. You produce X amount of dentistry every day. You have a gross production and you worked X amount of days. And so our number one equation is, how many days is your office open times how much did you produce each day? That's your gross production. Now the next question is, how many days into the year was it before you could start actually earning revenue? And you'll be surprised that how many days many of us are working for free.
Yeah. Now, I mentioned this last week. This is the evolution. So when we started calculating how many days work for free, now again, here's the story on write-offs. Before COVID, they were in the 20s, or even we'd see a doctor in the high 15, 18, 19. And now we're seeing practices that are north of 40%, 42% write-offs. And it became apparent to us, like, there's a significant amount of days we're not making any money. And I used to say, if your write-offs are 33%, you're working a third of your days for free. And Barrett helped me understand. He's like, okay, that's where you start, but it's really way more than that. Can you share with our listeners like how the calculation works? It's not just a simple thing. There's more to it.
Yeah, it's more to it, but it is pretty simple math. It's just when you look at it using the numbers, then it at least hits home more for me. So yes, if you're writing off 30, if your effort gap is 37%, now I want you to not just say, well, 37% of my time. How many days did you work? Okay, so if we work 200 days a year and our write-off is 30%, that's 60 days. Okay, now let's put it in a different way. Let's say we have a practice that's producing $1.2 million a year, and they have 37% write-offs. That means that of that, 37% of 1.2 is $444,000, right? So this is fourth grade math, but it helps put it into tangible perspective for us. They work 200 days, so that's $6,000 a day. So every day they go in that practice, every day the door is unlocked, that practice produces $6,000 a day. They work 200 days, that's $1.2 million of gross production. So now the question is, how many $6,000 days did it take for us to afford our 37% or $400,000 write-offs? It's 74 days.
Yeah, I was trying to bait you with this one because you didn't take it, but it's like it actually grows if your net collections are 93%. So we're talking about, that, but now you've got one more component. Let's say, because I'm going to tell you, if you're writing off $444,000 on $1.2 million, I guarantee you're not collecting 100% of your net production. There's something else going on, and your net collections is probably at 95, 94%, which adds a few days to that. Now, don't get angry. We always start with the truth of where these are. And here's the point of this. Every single adjustment we make adds one more hour and lessens the amount of days we work for free. We actually are starting to get paid for what we're doing in there. Would you agree?
Yeah, and I love that you said that, because the effort gap, your write-offs add to we call it the ACT energy quotient. It takes energy to work. It takes effort. And so how many days are we working for free due to our write-offs? And I love that you said that, adding on due to our collections gap or lack thereof. So if we're anywhere lower than 100%, we're going to do the math and say, if I were at 100%, I'm only at 95. So 5%, that is X amount of money. And I know I produced $6,000 a day. So that was 6 more days. We worked a whole week and a half more just because we didn't collect our net production. So when we add these together, you get a number, and you either feel pretty good about that number or you feel awful about that number. Right. And so if we're at 74, 80 days, like we're months and months and months, we're a third or even almost half of the year before we can even start paying our overhead. Now, obviously, you're collecting money. This isn't linear, but you get the model here. Now we work a bunch of days to pay our overhead. Hopefully, there's a couple days left in the year, doctor, where you get to pay yourself. And so we can start to see how basically what financial gaps modeling is doing for us and our clients is showing different ways to evaluate and improve your profit margin. And the number of days working for free is a very emotional, tangible way to evaluate your profit margin and say, I'm good with that or I'm not. We have clients that are like at 18 days, they're like, I'm good with that. I love that. Some they like, no, I want that to be less than that. Some are like, that's right where it should be. So it's not for us to tell you what the number should be. It's for us to teach you how to calculate it and for you to say, I like that, or nope, I need that to go down.
Yeah.
And now we get into the financial gaps and the countermeasures of reducing effort gap, reducing collections gap, increasing profitability, and making sure that when we go to work, we don't have that, shoot, I got to work for the next 2 months before I can really start making any money.
Buddy, so well said. Now, I want to clarify why this is my favorite metric, because you might have listened to this going, Kirk, this is terrible. Are you just an evil person? Like, no, here's why. I'm going to give you the big why. I think time is the new rich. I don't care what people make. I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter. I think the dentists that have the ability to control their time are the richest people in the world. When you don't have the ability to control your time, you feel helpless. And your only answer is, I'm just going to work more days to cover that. if you have children, you only get 16 summers with them. That's all you get. Like, you get more than that, but like 16 that matter, that determine what happened in the next 16 and the next 16 after that. And you don't want to spend your time more days away from the things that matter. You became a dentist so that you could pick and choose how you wanted to practice. And that's why knowing this number is so important, because when we see a dentist that comes to the Top Study Club and they go, Kirk, I used to work 220 days and I didn't have any money. Dude, now I work 182 and I actually make money now. That's my favorite thing. It has nothing to do with how much they produced, what, credentials they have achieved. They have now gotten days and months of their life back. And when you're young, you think this is going to go on forever. But there's a certain point in everybody's life you go, holy moly, I'm playing the back nine. I'm definitely playing the back nine. And the back nine is this. I've got less holes in front of me on this course in life than I do behind me. And I got to play wisely. The front nine, I can lose balls. They can go into the woods. I can screw this up. But once you hit the turn, you're like, I got to play this well. And knowing the number of days you work for free is a great place to start. Again, it won't make you feel good, but the less that number becomes year over year, I promise you're going to make more money. I promise you're going to feel better. I promise you're going to feel more in control. And I promise you're going to meet a young kid and say, dentistry is the best profession ever if you get control of your days. Barrett, any last thoughts?
So you're saying if we're over 50 years old, we have to stop hitting 300-yard drives and just keep it in the fairway.
You're a puppy.
Is that what I'm taking home today?
Okay,
keep it in the fairway. So short and straight.
Just for our listeners, how old are you? Like, tell them how old you are.
48.
You're 48. You probably experienced a little of this when you hit 40. Like when I turned 40, I couldn't see and I couldn't hear. I actually said, turn down the radio. I can't see. Like weird things happen. The font grows on your phone. Like I have buddies of mine, same age. The font is so big they can get one word on their phone now when they get a text from me, like type of a thing. So I'm just saying, like, as life goes on, you got to be smarter. Pete used to call it wisdom. He goes, you're really smart when you're young, but when you get older, it's called wisdom. You're like, I've been here before. I know this. It's a collection of all of it you've learned, and now you're starting to apply it. That's why knowing the gaps, knowing the number of days, knowing all these things, and I'm just here to tell you, you don't need to fix all this right now. We have people that come to us that have multi-million-dollar practices, and they go, oh my gosh, I got to fix all. No, one thing a month. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to fix this. And every little adjustment they make, it adds $1 more to profit. That's what's so cool about this. So awesome.
So this
stuff.
caught your attention. If you're listening and this caught your attention, what do you do about it? Well, one, and you're going to hear us say this every week, go to the BPA, become a basic member. That's free. Kirk and I have hours, literally hours and hours of podcasts and webinars and masterclasses on this exact topic, and it's all there for free. Now, if you want to dig in deeper and actually put your practice's number and calculate this ACT energy quotient for yourself, it's part of our Financial Gaps at a Glance tool. Financial Gaps at a Glance. That is for the premium members. It's $100 a month. So upgrade and you'll be able to do that, access that downloadable tool, and start tracking some of these numbers that we're talking about every week in this Metric Monday story in that tool, Gaps at a Glance. And now, again, once you know the data, you don't even have to worry about the answers. The answers will come. Once you know the data and you see it in your practice, you're like, oh, I know exactly what I should start doing right now.
Absolutely love it. Yeah, the data doesn't lie. You don't have to like it, but it's telling you the truth, and it's a great place to start. So again, what Barrett said, join us in the Best Practices Association. We actually have an app. It's free. You could start the journey today. Go to the Apple Store or Google Play, search Best Practices Association. You're going to see my ugly mug back there. You can join it, and we're here to help you. We even have a concierge back there. Her name is Lindsay. If you get lost, just say, Lindsay, what do I do? And we'll guide you every step of the way. Look at that. 13 minutes and 2 seconds. Look at this.
Right.
Barrett, good
Hit
stuff.
them long, but keep them in the fairway.
Of which I can do neither. So it's all right. So stick around while we say goodbye to everybody else. But thank you guys for tuning in to Metric Monday on the Best Practices Show. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. Hope you have a great week. Keep tuning in. We're going to keep bringing it And until we see you guys next time or you hear from us next time, keep watching or keep listening to the Best Practices Show. You guys enjoy your day.